What's up, guys? Blood Tacos here. I'm messing with the career mode in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. After the update, they fixed a few bugs. It's still a little buggy, but I'm just trying to bust through. Currently, just got my certifications. I want to fly medium cargo missions, specifically with the PC-12. Let's start making big money. So I went through and got my instrument, my high performance, and my turboprop ratings just real quick, and then specialization. I think that's just kind of like that comes as you do more different types of missions. But I got about $25,000, and then I started a company. So right now I just have the one bullet cargo and the one plane. I bought a used Cessna that was in pretty good shape. Didn't really have to throw a lot of money at it, but let's wash it. I haven't tried to repaint. I don't know if I can change the livery. That would be awesome if I could, because this livery is atrocious. But right now I'm just gonna kind of show you how I'm grinding these. I do use the sim rate. I increased the sim rate because there's no way I'm gonna sit here for 3 hours. It's pretty ridiculous. But let's take a look at the missions, see what we have. I'm currently over in, where the heck am I? I'm like Ukraine or Russia area. Just trying to unlock some more. So Ukraine is down here. I might be in northern Ukraine, right on the edge of Russia somewhere. But just so I don't have to transfer my plane anywhere. This one gives me 107,000. 117 for 3 hours. What about these guys? I am kind of willing to transfer my plane, but don't really necessarily need it on live weather either. Let's just go to where it's nice and sunny. Yeah. Let's see what we got. I cannot fly a Cessna over the Alps, so I don't even know why it suggests those for me. 90,000. I kind of want to fly into a dark spot to just kind of earn that circle. I know I can unlock them with. So let's just unlock some stuff up here just to see what more missions we have. I don't mind 4,000. That's fine. Currently I have about 800,000. I'm working up towards, I think it's 2.1 million to end up getting a PC-12. Just unlock a few more. Once I'm closer over here, it becomes cheaper. 98,000. Usually I can get something that's like 150,000-ish, and then with my reputation bump, it really helps quite a bit. I get a good chunk of change there. Let's see about the middle of Ireland. Let's just unlock this, see how much this is. Gay Tracy. 92,000. We'll find something here. That's 130. I like that. Come on, give us something good. 127. I go for that 130 mission. It's in France. I don't know what the weather looks like today. The other day I flew in France and it was awful. It was so cloudy and bumpy and ridiculous that could barely kind of handle that. It was pretty ridiculous. 117. Let's just take this one. We're close, and we'll knock it out. UKMY to UKIK, so we're most definitely in Ukraine. Looks like. Let's try to take a look at the FB and see what the flight plan is. Looks like we've got VFR patterns. I like that. I'm okay with that. And they give you the teardrops for no reason. Just the approaches to some of these airports are pretty ridiculous. Currently a little bugged is the fuel as well. The wind, I've seen like the wind just like tip my plane over at times. Luckily, I've been able to kind of abort before I have to pay to get that repaired. But we're currently on the PC-12 grind, so we'll keep at it. We got a little breeze here today, but that thing's not sideways, so that's nice. Let's remove our covers. Straight up and down on that wind, so that is a good thing. Let's take a look around a little, real quick, just see where we're at. Okay. Tiny little airport here. Sit up in the seat so I can see something. Do Control E. I'd just like to make these missions really fast.
Captain, are you
as fast
ready?
as I can.
Great. It's Alexander, your dispatcher, you know?
We'll hit enter
Just a
over
quick
here
reminder
just
about
to
today's
get this
job.
Garmin on.
You're carrying bulk cargo on this flight. Standard shipment for our partner based in Ivankivska Selishna Hromada, but super time critical. You must reach Dimer Airstrip ASAP. Our skids are built to handle slight turbulence, but maintain a constant flight speed and adapt to changing conditions. A prompt and safe delivery is key for the success of our business. All relevant information is in your flight packet, which is uploaded on your map as a reference. Smooth sailing ahead.
So I was just looking real quick. I'll just go ahead and hit enter to announce taxi
Uniform
right now.
Kilo Mike, Yankee Traffic Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo, Romeo Hotel is taxiing to runway 22.
So we're landing here. I just went to my flight plan just to see we're planning on landing on runway 10. So I'm gonna go to the information. A lot of these airports are so small they don't have charts, but what we can do is come in to general, go to runways. Runway 10, I can see it's 442 feet off the ground, and it is a very short one, 1313. So hopefully it is not windy there. That has been a struggle. We are planning on taking off runway 22 here. So our banner will, our taxi kind of banner will take us there. Currently at 3,000 feet, but we will change elevation as needed. I'm going to put the fuel on both. Let's check my fuel. I'm a little low, so I have a key binding. I can just press Y and it adds a little fuel. We'll keep an eye on that. Put my taxi light on, beacon and nav. Everything else looks pretty good, like we're ready to go. I'm going to hit comma so I can automatically set my altimeter just to make things faster. So we're ready to go. I'm going to take off the parking brake and let's taxi over there. It's 0.87 nautical miles away. This is going to be a long taxi. I'll try to speed it up. I have R and T bound to increase and decrease the sim rate, so I'm going to try and use that. I try and use that on taxi as well, but it still dings me for taxi speed, which is ridiculous because I'm keeping the RPMs under 1,000. Just turn all the way around here. Also just kind of messing with the graphics. Currently rolling with about a 60 frames per second. I can take that, it's fine. I pretty much have everything maxed out. I have a 4070 Ti, so it's not the beefiest card, but it is decent. I've always gotten Ti cards, I love them, and this one hasn't let me down. This is actually the slim version, and it was a little cheaper. But I also have a 14700K, I think, Intel processor, and this game doesn't even touch that. I actually had to turn the voltage down on that. There it is. Taxi speeding again. I guess I was going a little fast, but yeah, I turned the voltage down on the 14700. It was getting pretty hot, even though I have a small water cooler. I don't have the largest water cooler, but enough that should keep it cool enough. But I'm going to go ahead and hit R real quick, and then T so I don't drive off the taxiway. If you drive off the taxiway, you'll get dinged as well. I'm just watching my RPMs. I already got dinged for speed, so let's go ahead and hit R again. Can't be out here taxiing all day. We're here to fly. We're here to fly bigger jets, too. That's what the grind is. Just kind of hitting R and T to increase the sim rate as needed. We'll be doing that en route as well. I also want to start using Beyond ATC in the career mode with the PC-12. So really just we'll kind of grind that out. But the weird thing is that SimBrief doesn't recognize a lot of these smaller airports that are in career mode in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe just because they're super small, but I'm hoping I can start flying out of larger airports.
Uniform Kilo Mike Yankee Traffic Cessna Golf.
To get that
Yankee
Beyond
Bravo
ATC working.
Romeo Hotel taking off runway 22 west departure.
Should be ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna hit comma again one more time as we get going. Why am I flying? So it looks like the wind is coming from our left. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust for that with the yoke. I don't know if this even helps in this game, but you know, we'll try everything. So, right rudder, left aileron, airspeed is alive, instruments are in the green. Didn't have my mix full in, mixture is full in now. Okay, see how that plane starts dipping forward, but we can rotate. I'll go ahead and turn towards my navigation line. I'll go ahead and hit nav now, and then also we'll set altitude at 3,000 for when we start climbing. I think that's probably a decent elevation. Altitude is set to 3,000. We'll go ahead and turn on the autopilot. And there's a bug here. As soon as you turn on autopilot, you need to adjust your nose up and nose down, which doesn't seem to be wanting to work right now. Am I on heading mode? That's because I'm on heading, I'm not on nav. Nav, GPS, okay, and flight level change. There we go. So this little blue indication is where it's going to climb us 70 knots. I want to put nose down just a tad. Seems opposite. It shouldn't be nose down to speed up. Anyway. So I'm hitting nose up to move that blue up to VY. So this plane climbs at best climb. I may have missed some ATC calls there as I was talking, but we'll let this thing get lined out so we're not swaying back and forth so much. Make sure fuel's good still. And just to remind myself where we're going, 442 feet with a very short runway. So, all right, now that we're in cruise, I'm going to go ahead and hit R twice. And if everything feels good there, we'll just let it feel itself out for a second. And then once we've reached 3,000, I'm going to put the sim rate back to normal real quick so I can just get the RPM set at about 2,400. Get on elevation. And we're on GPS. Feels pretty good. I'm going to hit R 4 times and just kind of increase this sim rate quite a bit. And I'm going to watch the RPMs and my speed. So if I don't really want to go in the yellow too much, but it might bounce around. I'm just trying to control that speed about 115-ish. RPM's about 2350. You can see our distance is closing pretty quickly. Got 136 nautical miles still. Elevation is still good. I'm going to hit comma just in case our pressure has changed. Feeling pretty good. We're bouncing around quite a bit. I landed on a very short runway, and it didn't seem like there was a lot of wind on my last landing before this recording. And of course, I went off onto the side, and it dings you for leaving the runway onto a taxiway or whatever the hell the stupid warning is. But I'm going to use the sim rate while we still have it. I don't know if the developers are going to remove it for SU2, but got to do it to grind. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and a half to 3 hours in a Cessna and fly around. Let's make quick work of this. The bouncing seems very pronounced just because we're in 4 times sim rate. But if you really watch the elevation, it's not horrible. I think we're jumping, you know, maybe 100 feet up or down. And what I've learned in career mode, you don't have to fly through the indicators that they have. I mean, it's a helpful tool to kind of show you a good track, but I just like using the FB, using the autopilot, letting it do its thing, and then I'll get on the I'll go through the blue gates once I line up for landing. Almost there, 65 nautical miles. How's our fuel? Fuel's doing okay. So I have, like I said, I have Y bound to add fuel, because with increased sim rate, it really messes with your fuel. And I'm not even sure if they give you the correct amount of fuel for normal sim rate. I mean, I've flown in on fumes doing flights with normal sim rate in the employee mode. And also, when they start you out in the Cessna, they don't have fuel on both. They have fuel on the left tank. I ran out of fuel over the mountains going from Wyoming to Colorado, and I'm like, well. So I just put the plane at best glide. Finally found that everything looked good except for my fuel was still on the left tank, and my right tank had plenty of fuel in it. So I put the switch onto both, and then it took me a second to get the plane restarted. It still wouldn't fire it up. Turned on the fuel pump, did a few things, but it probably took 3 or 4 times to turn the key and try and get the baby fired up again, but she did, and I was just barely above the mountains. I probably could have reached out and touched the mountains there, but didn't crash it. So I don't know how much you get dinged if you crash a plane in this, but I imagine it's a pretty hefty. Alright, once we get to about 5 nautical miles, I'll just put it back to normal. Also, you gotta watch for an ATC call. Okay, let's put it back to normal now. Man, it is windy here, great. And I like to check my sim rate. I'll come in here to the stopwatch and hit start. Watch for that ATC call, got it. And we're still going
Uniform
pretty
Kilo
fast.
India Kilo traffic Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo Romeo
normal.
Hotel, 5 miles southeast 3000. Ford inbound to land runway 10.
That is the very first time in my life I've gotten this bandwidth too low warning. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna take the autopilot off. I'm gonna hit comma to get the correct pressure altitude, and I'm gonna slip this thing to get down. Let's get down to about 1300. Just holding full right rudder, and then left aileron, forward pressure, just to keep that speed in check, and we're just trying to drop elevation pretty quickly. Look at that strip, it's tiny. I'm gonna have to get there at like 40 knots. Okay. We're still pretty high. Just slipping it down. All power out. Come on, baby. Let's get down. Okay. The turret now. 1300, perfect. The comma just one more time. And I'll just try to use this last box, especially the final box. Try and fly through those. I know I'm generally in the right spot, but we're just doing a left downwind here. Left downwind, so I'll back off the RPMs. See if we can get into that flap arc. There we go. First notch of flaps. Keep that speed. This is a super short runway, so we've got to be real careful. Okay, I'm going to turn left base. Trying to keep that 70 to 75 knots. Like those RPMs. Let's go second notch of flaps. I feel like on the second notch, and especially the third notch, you really get that nose high, the want for the float, or I forget what they call it. But you really got to watch that forward, hold that forward pressure to make sure you don't let the plane get too slow. 60 knots, let's go last notch of flaps and turn final. And then I really love how this game I have to answer an ATC call on short final, especially into a short runway like this, which is that one right there. I'm going to try and keep 55 knots here.
Uniform Kilo India Kilo traffic Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo Romeo Hotel is on final runway 10 to land.
It doesn't seem all that windy. My indicated is 50, 52. My ground speed right now is 53, so I think we're going to be okay. I'm not feeling any major wind, but I am just like right on the dot as far as I don't want to get that stall warning. Keep a good sight picture. 50 knots. As soon as we have the runway made, we're going to go idle. Getting a little low, little low, little low. Little throttle there, little throttle, and there we go. I can see the windsock. Wind is coming from the left.
Stall. Stall.
Ooh.
Stall.
Okay, stay on the runway. Stay on the runway. We're good. We're good. Okay, that was rough. Ailerons into the wind. Let's clean up the plane, bring the flaps up. And we gotta make our turn. I just wanted to literally just stay on the runway because I'm tired of getting dinged from this game. You left the runway, or you're on a taxiway without calling for taxi. Oh, stay. Okay. Stop. And let's make our call.
Uniform Kilo India Kilo traffic Cessna Golf. Yankee Bravo Romeo Hotel is taxiing to parking.
Once we get moving here, let's get our RPMs below 1,000. Do not want to get dinged. I've never had 100% across the board flight. I guarantee you this one is not it either. And I'm not sure exactly what they what the criteria is. They may ding me because I got the stall warning on landing. I have no idea. Or that I hit too hard. I'm not sure either. Okay. Squeak in here and stop. Parking brake and control shift E. Boom. Not bad, not bad. I know I'll get 100% on the ATC calls, I think. Oh, come on, famous last words. Oh, taxi speeding. Forgot about that. Got an S rating, I like that. And then, with our reputation, hopefully our reputation goes up. Let's see what we get. Oh, dude, just barely. I want to stay in the S range to get that 15% bonus. Not too shabby, up to 58. Gotta get that reputation up, get that 15% bonus. Not too bad. Quick 130,000, something like that. Just take a look at the aircraft. See how much I do need for use PTC 12. I would like to get. So we're looking at 2.8. Ooh, I thought it was 2.1. And I wish you could click on this. Does it tell you the condition? Okay, so I've got to maintain electrical landing gear, flight controls, ground contact. Not sure what that means. Ground contact. With the tires? No idea. And I might as well just buy new. I think I should just grind buy new. Go from there. I think a new one is something like, oh, let's see, 4 million. 4.7. I think I should probably just grind for 4.7 and then not have to deal with the maintenance. And I don't mind this livery either, although I don't think it is that actual livery. But that's how I've been grinding career missions. I just thought I'd show you some tips and tricks and keybinds to get through them pretty quickly and build up to bigger planes, bigger and better things. So I'll catch you later. Catch you on the next one.